Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to dive into my favorite fall fragrances. So just a quick caveat, you guys, I am not the best at describing perfumes, but I'm going to do the best I can. I will do a little bit of reading from the perfume sites just to give you some of the top notes and stuff like that in case you are interested. Besides being a skincare makeup junkie, of course, I am also a perfume collector, and I just love this time of year when the weather kind of switches and my fragrances become a little bit more rich and complex. So if you are interested in learning more about my favorite fall fragrances, then let's go ahead and dive in. We are gonna start with basically what I would kind of call my signature scent. This is a repurchase, and this is Byredo, and this is Velvet Haze. So this is a second bottle, and as you will see, you guys, I tend to collect perfumes. That's usually what I get for gifts from my family. So just knowing that, you guys, I did not buy all these perfumes at once. Many of them were gifts, but this is a repeat purchase that I did purchase myself, and I just love Velvet Haze. So you guys, every time I wear this, this is one of those that I get compliments on. So I am sort of a hugger. I love to hug people. The power of touch is amazing. I'm not like a creepy hugger, but you know. But Velvet Haze is just one. Anytime I give somebody a hug, they're like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. What is that? And it is not one of those where they're trying to be like, ooh, you're wearing too much perfume. They're legitimately like, oh my gosh, I love that scent. I want to go buy it. So you guys know, again, with fragrance, everybody's chemistry is going to be a little bit different. And I always tell people, go get samples. You know, Neiman Marcus is amazing, you guys, for samples, because a lot of these perfumes I cannot buy locally, and they have been so awesome sending me samples and helping me kind of find my signature scent without having to buy a big bottle. So always go test. And I also say one thing is, I have bought perfumes before where I squirted it on, I fell in love, I purchased it on the spot, and then as I was wearing the fragrance, it sort of turned on me. And that is where I would tell you that, you know, you should give it a full day. Get a sample, wear it for a day at least, maybe two, and then decide if you want to invest in the perfume. Okay, you guys, when I think of Velvet Haze, I do have to say I think of it as velvety. I think of it as soft sweaters. I think of it as warm and enveloping. And I'm learning that I actually do. I never thought I was someone who liked patchouli. I always was like, no, I never, even in college, I just was not a patchouli wearer. But this one has, the heart of it is patchouli, but the top notes are ambrette, coconut water. So you guys, there is a sweetness to it, but then it's got cacao, absolute, and wild musk. And again, this one, you guys, it just smells so good. This was one that I did end up squirting it on, purchasing it. And I had no issues with it changing on me, but I love this. And again, I think it is perfect for the changing weathers for fall, but this one I think of just beautiful soft fabrics, cashmeres, velvet. It is just so good. And you guys, this one is not like super sweet. I would probably say it's got a little bit more of that musk, but not too musky, I guess I would say, is because of that coconut water. There's a lightness to it. It is just a really, in my eyes, a special. Next, I want to dive into this beauty. This is from Guerlain, and this is actually a subscriber told me about this perfume. And I was describing the fact that as I've gotten older, you guys, I used to be all about freshy kind of fragrances, and that for some reason now those freshy fragrances were kind of like turning on me. I was really wanting more kind of earthy, complex kind of fragrances, and that the freshies were kind of making me sick. So some of my favorites were just not doing it anymore. And she had said if I can get my hands on this, and this is because of you, Elaine, if I can get my hands on, this is from Guerlain. It is the Les Elixirs. I'm gonna butcher the name, you guys. This is basically the Gourmand Coquin Eau de Parfum. And you guys, this is so special. So this is if you like a deep, rich chocolatey, and it smells like chocolate, but not a sweet, icky chocolate. I would say a rich, dark chocolate. Like I think of like if I'm doing baking during the holidays and I am, tempering rich, dark chocolate. This kind of has that kind of gourmand, but in not a sickening sweet way. So you guys, this one has top notes. It's an oriental. So again, you're gonna want something, you're gonna be wanting to like an oriental. Black pepper, and you definitely kind of get that note when it first comes out, and I like it. It has a little bit of spiciness to this. Then the middle notes are going to be rose and smoky tea. So as you can kind of see, this really is a kind of gourmand fragrance. And then at the bottom notes, it's rum and chocolate. You guys, this truly smells like chocolate, like when you first put it on, but again, not in an icky way. It is in a very rich, romantic, just a delicious, I feel like this is I would want to describe it as a yummy, delicious fragrance. But as it dries down, this is going to become a very beautiful, unique, feminine fragrance. So this is one that I find very special. I literally have been so enjoying it. I have to tell you one quick funny thing. This is Satchmo, but I've been trying on all these perfumes and then I had to pick her up. So she smells like Baccarat 540. She smells so good right now, but this is the one who is always in the background being obnoxious. She is a girl. I don't think she really likes all the perfume. But anyways, right now she smells exactly like this. Which brings me to my next favorite. This is from my favorite perfume house. This is Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And yep, this is the infamous Baccarat Rouge 540. You guys, I love this so much. Now, this is always gonna have a special place in my heart because I was in New York City dropping my son off at college, and obviously very emotional. This was freshman year. And we went over to see O Bigelow, which is a fantastic little old pharmacy in the Village. And they sell the whole line of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And I happened to go in there on a day where the rep was there. And you guys, this gentleman was so sweet. He walked us through the entire line because I actually went in for a different perfume and I walked out with this. I just immediately fell in love with it. And this was sort of the beginning of getting into a little bit more of these kind of rich fragrances. This one just took my breath away. I literally fell in love with it. Now, it does come out sugary. Like when you first spray it, it has sort of what people have described as cotton candy or sugar. So I didn't think I liked those kind of sugary kind of fragrances, but this does not stay that way at all. It has some cedar wood in it, jasmine, saffron, as well as ambergris. And it just is Like literally one of my most favorite fragrances ever. It also has special meaning to me because anytime I wear this, I think of Emmett, my son. This rep literally just helped us so much. He loaded us up with each one of us. He got samples for my daughter, the fragrances that he thought she would like, for my son. A lot of these fragrances are unisex from this line, and I just fell in love. So you will probably see many more of these fragrances in other videos because I have fallen in love with this entire line. They are very niche, beautiful fragrances. I don't think I've literally found one that I don't really like. I did, the other day I was talking to you about the Gentle Fluidity gold and silver, and I do have the gold coming my way because it smells so good. So I will do another separate video on that. But this one is special. Again, go get yourself a sample of this, and I love it. This is perfect for fall. I do wear it all year round, you guys. To me, it's sort of more of a special event fragrance. You know, this isn't something that I'm gonna necessarily wear to the gym. You could, but it is something that I like to think of when I wanna feel kind of special, kind of put together, and it just smells delicious. So, you guys, these guys right here are kind of like neck and neck. Like when I would think of kind of a signature scent, I wear this more all the time. And then this I would consider sort of like if I'm going out. Okay, now we're gonna get into some of my favorite Tom Ford fragrances. And I have a new combo that I absolutely love. So I'm first gonna start out with Noir de Noir. You guys, oh, this is such a beautiful fragrance. It makes me happy. It makes me feel pretty. This is one of these fragrances that I literally can't get enough. So when I'm smelling it, when I put it on and I wear it, I'm literally going throughout the day. Like I love getting wafts of it. It is just a very gorgeous, unique fragrance. And I literally, again, this is something that you need to go and smell for yourself. So this is a special one. It is described as dark, sexy, and indulgent, but I'm gonna be honest, I think almost all of Tom Ford's fragrances could fall under that umbrella. You guys, this one is described as a dark, sexy, indulgent fragrance. Now, to me, there is a certain kind of freshness to this. Now, it does have saffron, black truffle, which I think that's what makes this so special, vanilla, patchouli, oud wood, crocus flower. And it is just a really beautiful mix of a floral, but it's got a little bit of that kind of, I don't know if I want to say earthiness, but there is from the oud. You guys, if you like an oud, you're going to really like this. And then that black truffle and soft saffron, it's got a little bit of gourmand to it. But it is not, it's different. This does not have the chocolate, kind of like that Guerlain. This is more, I think of it as very feminine. And the other day I was laughing, I was wearing a sweater. We got up and took a walk in the morning and it was very crisp. I think it was like in the 40s. And the jacket, I had been wearing this perfume and the jacket still had it on, and it just smelled so great, like this fresh kind of cool air with this beautiful fragrance. It really was just like gorgeous. I think of this as again, I wear this year round, but this is definitely going to be it could be considered a really good fall scent because it's got that kind of black truffle, patchouli oud. You guys, this one is very special. Love it as well. There is a new guy in town. So I am one of those people. I know this one is polarizing, but I love the Lost Cherry. So for some people, they had said that Lost Cherry, I think this is one that can be polarizing. So you're either gonna smell like the wonderfulness, like there is that almond in it. There's cherry, but it's not a sweet cherry. There is just some vanilla. Like this one to me is amazing. Like I literally smelled it and I was like, darn it, I want it. But I have a great combo that my Tom Ford gentleman, Corey, he is very big into layering fragrances, and I love that idea as well because then you can really customize your fragrance. So he was telling me that he loves to layer the Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. And you guys, this is another one of these gorgeous fragrances. Like I think you can get turned off by the word tobacco, but this is such a pretty fragrance. This is another one that, again, if you're not, this kind of is just like my classic of when I think of Tom Ford. I think of heady and I think of rich and luxurious and, you know, that kind of almost smoky. But again, you guys, I don't want to smell like cigarettes. There's a difference between tobacco flower and cigarette smoke, or, you know, that kind of in a bar. This is not. This is so pretty. But you layer on, we're gonna put a little bit of this on. And again, you guys, right off the bat with this, I smell almost a little bit of pepper, but then that vanilla kind of comes down. This is really one of those where you gotta let it dry down and then you will fall in love with it. If you just smell it from the bottle, I don't know if you would fall completely in love with it, but once this dries down, it is just such a really lovely fall, rich, gorgeous fragrance. So this is going to have notes of the tobacco leaf, not cigarettes, tobacco leaf, ginger, spice, tonka bean, cacao, and fruit accord. Now to me, it definitely, that tobacco leaves right in the beginning, I'm definitely smelling that. It's kind of described as being like in a gentleman's club, all of that. But now, this smells amazing on its own, but this can be an acquired taste. If you then layer Lost Cherry on top, you guys, it is so amazing. The combination of the Tobacco Vanille and the Lost Cherry is kind of like an amazing combination, because I love the dark cherry on its own. When it first comes out, you guys, it's got that real sharp, almost like almond extract. If you are a baker, you're gonna know if you do too much almond extract in any of your baking, it can completely ruin a batch of goodies. That is something that you want to use just a little bit of. And so to me, the reason I like this is it comes off like that yummy cherry and almond extract and vanilla. But then when you layer this with this guy, the combination is amazing, because you've kind of got that earthiness, you've got the spice, you have got the tonka beans, that tobacco leaves, and then you've got the sweetness from this, and it tones it down and it makes the most amazing fall fragrance ever. Like, it is so yummy. This is another one where I'm like going around like, this is another combination that surprisingly I got many compliments on it. So I was in the grocery store, and again, I don't want you to get the idea that this is like too sweet and like fruity and not, you know, kind of too food-like. This is not this. This is definitely, you're wearing a fragrance. It is rich and luxurious. You smell good. But I did get asked like, oh my gosh, you smell amazing. What is that? And it was the combination of these two. So this alone, I love by myself. And you guys, this one does stay on me. So one complaint and one reason I almost did not purchase this in the past was because someone had called it Lost Cherry. Like, yes, it loses its oomph right away. I have not found that to be the case for myself. But if that is the case and you own it and you were disappointed, I would go and get a small version. You guys, I found out they now make a little baby one like this, and you can get that, or an atomizer, and you could get that and layer the two of these, and I think you would be thrilled, because this combination, this just screams fall to me. It screams sweaters, cozy jackets, fireplace, people cooking in the kitchen, like warm stews and soups, and just like cozy goodness. So this combination is definitely worth it. Last but not least, and I spoke about this the other day, walking through the Whispers of the Garden House of Sillage perfumes, and the one that I keep coming back to is that Whispers of Truth. It reminds me a lot of the Baccarat 540. So you guys, if this is something where you're wanting to splurge and maybe get the cupcake perfume, or even just getting the little solo like I have, you would be happy. This one smells so good. If you like this, you're gonna love the Whispers of Truth. It smells so good. And again, they're not exactly the same, but when it first came out, I was like, ooh, this is reminding me of my favorite Baccarat 540. It does kind of mellow out into a different fragrance, so this is not a dupe per se, but if you like Baccarat 540 and you're interested in the House of Sillage, I would definitely look at the Whispers of Truth, because it is a knockout fragrance. And of course, their packaging and bottles, those beautiful cupcakes are wonderful if you are someone who likes to collect fragrance and you want to have that pretty bottle on your vanity. I think you would actually like the perfume as well. So part of that is, part of the fun of perfume, you guys, is of course the bottles. But these are my top like picks for fall. These are the ones that I've been kind of rotating through. And then again, if you are interested in some of my other perfume picks, I am in the midst of, I've got 2 new perfumes coming my way. One of them is a Tom Ford. It's a new one. I did pick up the Soleil Neige. So we shall see how that smells. Now, I will give you a heads up. I am in the midst of kind of walking through some of the Maison Kirkshon oud fragrances, and so I think I may do a video on those. If you are an oud fan, let me know, and if you have one of those, let me know which one is your favorite, because again, I just love that house. So okay, you guys, fragrances so far, and again, I will share more of my fragrances in the future, but thank you so much for going down this little path with me. You should smell, the room smells amazing, Satchmo smells amazing, and I hope you enjoyed this video.